Hey, Top Lines Math Industry, and we are going to do a short video on the P/E ratio. So the last video, we took a look at an example of how you understand the dividends and the price per share that the savers are going to get. But the P/E ratio is another indicator of how the stock is currently doing. Is it overperforming, which is good, or is it underperforming, which is bad? So, to understand the P/E ratio, the name is self-explanatory because it talks about P divided by E. But hang on, what does P divided by E mean? Well, to kind of expand on that, the P/E ratio is going to equal the price per share, that is that giant number on the top of the stock market, and divided by the earnings per share. So, dividends is basically what the earnings per share that the savers get, like from that Shen Yun example from that last episode, where people are going to get $2 per share. So, let's use an example. Before we understand this, there's an actual scale level that people use to determine if a stock is doing great, above average, or below average. But the P/E ratio is subject to change, depending on how well they did and if they ever met their financial goals. So the average in the middle is going to be 25 on a 25-100 scale. Below 25 is going to be less performed. So these, in this area, like 24 and beyond, 24 and beyond means that the company is not doing so good at the moment. So basically, the company is underperforming. Anything greater, like 26 or more, would mean that the company is overperforming, or we should say more. The P/E ratio is a good way to understand how the company is doing at the moment, but it's very risky to rely on just the P/E ratio, because that number is subject to change. And if you put all of your shares, or most of your shares, in that stock, then it's not gonna probably do good. And then you lose a lot of money. So try to put in money near a P/E ratio where it hits the average. For example, Amazon has a P/E ratio of 50.1 as of today. So if it was like 60.2, I wouldn't buy Amazon. But if it was like 20.3, that is a definite sell. If it was like 48.9, okay, I'll probably buy it. So, they'll always give you the P/E ratio, like price per share and earnings per share, on like Yahoo Finance and these other financial companies, like stocks. Mostly the New York Stock Exchange. Let's do an example. So, imagine if we have a fictional company. If Taiping Airlines Math Industry ever became a stock, which it can't because we're a non-profit company, what if we say that our earnings per share, let's say, were $300 within the next 20 years? And people are going to earn $20 per share. What's gonna happen is when we do the math, we're gonna have a P/E ratio of 15. If we change it up a bit and say that we have 300 shares divided by 15, we're going to get a number of 20. So this is closer to 25, so this would be a better output. Amazon's P/E ratio of 50 is actually really, really good. But when we say the stock's average P/E ratio, we're talking about that specific stock. When we use the 25-100 scale, that is basically the average amongst all the stocks available in all the stocks' existence. So the higher the number, the better performing, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to stay like that. I hope this video has helped you understand PE ratio. Thank you for watching Helping Analyze the Math Industry. Like and subscribe.